Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to See No Evil. Let's continue. So we're continuing to trudge along the game, and on this puzzle here I've messed up, so I'll have to restart the whole thing.
And they brought you here. Why don't you see it yet?
Every level is giving us
The
this
only
voice
way to survive
lines.
is to close your eyes. It's easier that way, I promise.
The whole concept of closing your eyes just does not really work, I think, for most people. I think that's kind of obvious. So the whole thing here is I want to trap the guy here. So he scares that guy, then trap the guy there. Maybe I shouldn't have trapped the guy there. But I think I can undo this. So we're kind of going in a circle, cycling out the steps. So yeah, second try, I do it perfectly. I really have no idea.
Now. They are all coming for you. And I am one of them. I am all of them. We are all unitedly worthless. But so long as there is no one with worth, no one sees the difference. So you see, seers simply must go.
So some of these levels seem like they are really, really easy for what could be very late game levels. And yeah, you'd have to be very good at writing a story, I would say, to somehow convince a player, particularly me, that losing your eyesight was for the best, or willingly like surrendering your eyesight would be for the best. You totally would have broken this game in many places had you been able to shout at a diagonal angle. I think that may actually be the solution here, is that I just need to block off one part of the whole thing. Then step on this. Yeah, that is the final step. There. I guess maybe the thought could be this. Let's see if that would work. putting something here would block off the path very poorly. Well, that might work. Several of these puzzles have really shown themselves to not be as difficult as they seem they are. Yeah, the only story I can even think of would where you might convince somebody that they'd be better off blind is horror stories of some sorts. And that movie Idle Hands, which is an odd thing to talk about. So. I think there's just an extra step I'm not considering here. I need that to go that way. So we can shut here. Hit that. Hit that guy. Okay. Unless we do that. Step. Yeah. If the game really was going to be you have to close your eyes, then it would be a lot like those horror games where you have to hide in lockers that were popular many, many years ago. Some of the amnesia games is, I think, what I'm referring to more than I'd say anything else. And certainly I could see a horror thing happening there, where closing your eyes would be the only way to get away from certain things. In this case, I really think that there is an enemy in the fog here. So I suspect this is a case where this is going to fix that, so we can actually see what we're doing. So let's just take a look around. This fog just comes back. This darkness, it really has played no important role. So I think there's a gray switch in the top right that we have to put the box on, although I'm not sure we even really need to put the box on it. So we have to move somewhat fast. Clear it, you have to be pretty close, because the shot does not travel very far. Okay, so now let's reevaluate what we're going to do and how we're going to do this. Because we kind of have to get up there without being detected at all. And that yell does not bring it move. It goes all the way around. So my level of safety is maybe just on the other side of this wall. And then after he shouts, I have to run all the way up to the switch. And then when I step on that switch, what happens? If I step on the switch, I trap myself, or I'm more likely going to be standing on a brick. So I have to kind of step on the switch while not also stepping off of the wall that's lowered. That will trap him, and then I guess maybe let me use the box. I guess that's the move. Next cycle, go. That was not what I was supposed to do. So now I'm trapped. It seems like they intentionally wanted that to happen. Notice how this line doesn't have any, this level doesn't have any voice acting in it at the beginning of the level, where every previous one had, or several of the previous levels have had that. As we learn what we're supposed to do, we can gain a little bit of confidence. So, am I trapped? I think I might be. I didn't grab the box and push it like I thought I was doing it. I should have just come back down and reset the light so I can see what I'm doing, so we don't make dumb mistakes like that. Like every time we deal with this character, there is a guaranteed chance of failure. He's just a little too timing based. Take it nice and slow. You can kind of blind me here as long as you don't too much of a mistake. And that is it. Just don't die on the spikes and we're to the next level. Feels somewhat familiar. This feels like a puzzle. I guess the question is, are we going to end up going back and forth? I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what we're going to end up doing. But this box does not want to really slide. Grab it and pull it. Okay. How do we get the braid down? Should I have hit the gray there, or should I hit the green? I kind of trapped myself with the green. Yeah, I think this is definitely the right move. So we're just wiggling this back and forth as such. So the gray path. Okay. I don't think that works either. Unless we're supposed to put this here, which might be actually the solution, and just change everything up. Fingers crossed that was the right move. See, I don't know if I even really need to move this one, because I kind of feel like I can just shoot here, and run. that might be an example where there's probably a couple puzzles that have multiple solutions, or at least shortcut solutions. But I don't think this game is really good enough to care too much about any of that. I can't help but have the feeling that really a lot of this game may just not be particularly well play tested. So I think it might very well be a case that you don't have to actually solve the puzzles the way they're intended to be solved. These are just totally wrong. Boy, this music is loud to my ears. Like, undoubtedly, I'm probably doing something very stupid here with not turning the audio down. I figure I'd give it a try. Let's see what happens. Although, frankly, for small-time YouTube content creators like me, nothing happens because you just don't get enough views at all, anyways. To get any proper feedback, unless I screw up the audio incredibly terribly, which I might very well be doing here. I kind of wonder if maybe the grays were down originally, and stepping on either one of these switches at the beginning was a mistake. Start reset this level. So grays are not down originally. too upbeat for as slow as this puzzle game really is. this needs for me to be able to hit this audio, this horn in the middle on the right there, as far as I can tell. So how do I hit that horn? This horn is lower and I can't twist it. This horn up here is the wrong color to change. I don't think that there's any way this spreads out enough. Really confused here. Nothing here gets it to its play. So is this game just broken? It's always a bad case in video games when you start to question whether the game is broken or not. And yeah, this whole game has a whole level editor element to it. I'm not sure that the player can do the level editing, but the tile sets here, the moving of things around, definitely gives the feeling like could have made a mistake somewhere. What does this do? Let's see if maybe this does something. Maybe I'm just not thinking it all the way through. There's a possibility. This builds me enough time something like that. What's the point? Get up to this point, and then that one I can't twist. He's playing with the controller. Let's see. if a mouse cursor would show up. No, I don't even think this game has a mouse cursor controls. I think it's just arrow keys on the keyboard and controllers. It's like this is a puzzle where the floor is supposed to be connected in several places and it just isn't. The switches are difficult to avoid. So I'm going to just push along the edge. See if maybe I can grab some of these items. So this must be the linchpin. There must be a trick here that goes way over that direction. So it doesn't go, you can't reach out into that one. That one's not going to go anywhere. Okay. So we can now turn this. Could be a mad dash. This is a really complicated one. It seems like it's really complicated. Kind of just want to try some things here without thinking it through too much. So that made a really long delay for that would eventually unlock green, which is not, well, wouldn't actually look green. It wouldn't look gray. So that really long delay. I don't think is what we're targeting. So let's see if this maybe does something. Again, the whole map is just too big. But it misses that point. So that's not the solution. There's no rocks in the way. How do we hit the gray guy? That 2 is only going to so we haven't figured out any way to actually hit the green guy. Do that. This horn, using this horn. So I kind of fiddled with it to get that far. And that took a really long time, so this level's not very long. And from the looks of it, you're now...
It starts out innocent. The world is diligently miserable to the open-eyed individual. So he or she holds a flat hand firm at their brow and makes the outer world invisible. At first, just for a moment of recovery, but suddenly it seems to be that you only choose to see occasionally, because the times you do open your eyes, you find a world uncomfortably covered in scary uncertainty, sensory overload. Pitch black is just fact, it's worth nothing but it's trustworthy, so you go about your life led because a blind man can't lead, and this blindness has nothing to do with whether or not you can physically see, I mean mentally destitute. Metaphysical sights have everything to do with the questions you never asked, the ones you're too scared to. And I can't tell you what your question is, I wouldn't dare to, I just know that there is one. And it's why your eyes are pushed together so hard, it makes your hair stand, face wrinkle, teeth grit. It's your unique, never spoken but consistently accepted lie. And all I ask of you is to open your eyes.
So I assume that was supposed to be just like the creator of the game's own statement. And so, yeah. And then you've got to lean on a Socrates quote. So that's the whole game. We are sorely lacking in who was the character that was the female voice actor, who was the character that was just popping up text, although it does seem like that character died, who is the character that we saw at the very beginning of the game that was dead. The whole name of the game, See No Evil, is terrible, since this game really has nothing to do with seeing and has everything to do with speaking. The monologue at the end there was somewhat powerful, sure, but the game itself does not really deserve that monologue, nor does it really build up to that monologue. Like, inherently, if a team funded like Valve, if a team within Valve made a game like this, you would see a lot longer of a game, much more polished, probably in 3D graphics. You would see Portal 1, effectively. A lot of puzzles, but in each puzzle, there being a little bit of writing and flourish there to make it a connected, consistent experience. Whereas all the puzzles in this game I found to be fairly either really simplistic or sometimes on a couple occasions annoying. So we've gone 7 episodes. I said earlier that in the previous episode I said the wrong number of episodes, at roughly about 30 minutes. So you're getting, for 99 cents, not a terribly short game, but not really a great length game. And when you compare that to, say, a AA or a AAA game, you probably are getting a very poor penny towards to minute ratio there. Compare that to something like Fez, where Fez is kind of a great contrast to this game, in that Fez is just full of puzzles and barely has any story, and that works fairly well. Portal, obviously, is another comparison, but it's not as fair of a comparison considering how few people actually worked on this game. But yeah, I'm not hating this game, but I'm definitely not impressed. So I just can't imagine I would ever really want to go through each of these levels and try and figure out what achievements would have to be accomplished. I have 7 out of 27 achievements, which tells me that there's probably some time-based achievements. There's no extra difficulty level. Some of these levels were more cinematic in nature, in that you really couldn't fail or shouldn't have failed on them. Most of these tile sets don't look particularly good, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're just effectively pre-made assets that have been put into the game. Now, I guess if you're going to make another unfair comparison, The Witness could have had this story and that theme of speaking out and opening your eyes to new possibilities. It would have worked, I think, a lot better. The Witness is a great game, a very long game, lots of puzzles, but there is definitely almost no story in it. And for puzzle games, which is kind of what this is, the Sokoban puzzle game, sound puzzle games, having no story is almost acceptable, almost preferable. And you can see like level 13 here is literally just that in section. There wasn't actually a puzzle there. I didn't actually have to press a button to shout when we got to that big horn either. You'd almost think with all the snowy themes that shouting on the big horn would cause an avalanche. But yeah. Honestly, if they were going to go with a story and your eyes being closed, they should, like, take a bigger risk. Because having your eyes closed could be very much the beginning of a theme towards a very opinionated piece, where it could have been parodying the state of politics in any country at any point. It could have been a statement on certain religious beliefs. It could have been a statement on social politics, economics, things like that. At least then you would have actually said something. Yeah, and while there's a level select here, there isn't actually a level editor, and this game could have probably gotten a little bit more life out of it had it had a level editor for the player to use. Even the logo on this first screen doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even have See No Evil on the name of it. And it's a shame that you have games like this use the name See No Evil, because now if a AAA game developer wanted to make a game called See No Evil, there's potentially some name confusion that would happen there. Although I doubt you could really copyright the phrase See No Evil. But yeah, it is a far cry, this game is, from something like Beyond Good and Evil, which is much more beloved and much more heard of. And I don't want to drag this out too long as we're ending this series, but it is, I think, most important to remember that the biggest problem with this game is that it never really got a good conceit of what its gameplay mechanics should be. At the end, it was very much horns and shouting, but at the beginning, it was also a lot of just shouting and avoiding people, avoiding making footstep sounds. The gimmick of the footstep sounds was sorely underused. The gimmick of the lighting bugs, which we never got any further explanation on them, was very rarely used. The box pushing elements was used fairly frequently, but it's not like every single puzzle had a box that needed to go from point A to point B like a true Sokoban game would be. And so yeah, there's just definitely some levels that had one gimmick and missed out on two more, and then the next level would miss out on two different gimmicks, and it never really coalesced into a tight collection of gameplay mechanics that you would focus on and care about. The audio was super loud, and apologies if I blew out anybody's eardrums by not turning it down. I definitely thought the See No Evil name was going to have us need to rely on the audio a lot more, but definitely not the case. And yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that. It's kind of hard to inspire much more criticism in a game that is so small. This is probably an example of a game that I think I actually got this for free, that for a brief time they were giving it away for free. But even if I paid 99 cents, this is just an example of the kinds of games I probably shouldn't bother to try and cover, because they're just not particularly relevant. Not that many people have heard of them, not that many people have played them. for every gameplay gimmick this game had, I'm sure there's a better game out there that does it better. And yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. So that's going to be it for this series. If you go to my YouTube homepage, there will be a playlist tab, and in that playlist tab I have a playlist for every game I've ever covered. There is a lot, so check some of those out. And yeah, that's going to be it. So as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.